Hi guys, and welcome back to Saved and Successful. Today I am with the wonderful Simone.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for accepting. So for those of you that do not know, I've been through her Instagram. She travels all over the world, so I'm even lucky to have her in London today. So Simone, what do you do in your life?
Okay, so I'm Simone from London. So I work full-time managing campaigns and projects, and my company is in the media industry. So yeah, project management's good. Essentially what it is working on a campaign from implementation to execution. So if a client says they want to deliver an event, then I'm working on brainstorming the ideas for that, and then the execution, so managing that as well. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, wow, sounds quite big. And did you always know you're going to work as a project manager, so into the media industry, or maybe growing up you wanted to do something different?
Yeah, I think I've always been interested in like speaking to people, meeting new people, and I think project management, a part of that is doing that, so liaising with different teams, and I've always wanted to do that, so project management kind of came as a result of that. But I originally started out, I studied media, and I originally kind of wanted to work like for TV. One of my first jobs was actually a TV channel called BET, and I worked there first of all in the UK, and then I kind of moved my way up into account management. And now project management is a result of that. So I've always kind of worked with people, always working on campaigns and events, and some really cool projects. So that's something that I've kind of always wanted to do, but I've fallen into project management now, which is great.
It's quite nice. So are there a lot of women in your sector, or would you say?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of women in my sector. I think project management really requires an organised person. Not to say that guys are not organised, but it does require someone organised. So
we do it better.
That kind of works.
We do it better.
And then like outside of project management, so I do that full time, 9 to 5, but I also am really passionate about the health and wellness industry, so like natural health products and detoxing teas. Wow. And I actually am a distributor of natural health products. So I'm an independent business owner, and I work for a company called Total Life Changes. So we distribute like teas, detox teas, natural like vitamins, that kind of thing, to help repair and restore the body. So that's kind of what I do on the side.
That is quite interesting. So you're going from media to healthy food, healthy living. So how did you come about such a two different sectors? How does that happen?
Yeah, I think like project management is my full time, so that's like my bread and butter.
Yeah.
And then working in Total Life Changes is definitely a passion of mine that came out of my mum having lung cancer last year. So she was diagnosed with lung cancer. Bit of a shock because she had never smoked in her life, and it really came as a surprise to us. And I think as a result of that, I researched, looking at different foods, foods that help with that, but also foods that can benefit you. And thank God she's better now. She's come through it, and I'm really, really happy. And so that kind of came from there, and the passion to help others, and the passion to kind of just look at alternatives. And there is a phrase, you are what you eat, and I think that's really true. And I think it's important to look at what you're putting in your body, how that's benefiting you. And so that's the reason why I kind of got into natural health products. That's the reason why I'm so passionate about helping people to restore their bodies the natural and organic way. So having an interest in distributing the products is because, it's great if you can help people to detox and cleanse, but also you can offer an opportunity. So for me, I sell the products, I also use the products myself, and my mum uses it as well. So that's the kind of difference in the industries. But I think they definitely complement each other, because as a project manager, you're speaking to people, you're organising events. And where I work in the natural health industry, it's also doing stuff like presentations, doing stuff like events to let people know more about like natural health products. So it complements each other.
So quite interlinked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So you mentioned that your mom was diagnosed with cancer last year, and from what I gather, you're a Christian. So how did that event kind of shake your faith, and how were you able to get back up from that?
I've been saved now for about 8 years. So I got saved when I was 22, and I've always had that kind of unshakable faith, because I think when when you kind of go through things and challenges in your life, it can either break you or make you, right? And I think when you have Christ, you cling on to that hope. And so when she was diagnosed, as I said, it was a shock because she had never smoked in her life. And it wasn't something that we thought, oh, actually, this typically could happen, because people that get lung cancer, or some people that get lung cancer, it's like 85% of people is through smoking. So that was a shock. But the way in which I dealt with it, like now I look back, I'm like, I had like such strength, and I'm like, when the Bible talks about the joy of the Lord is your strength, it literally is, because it was either fight or flight for me. It was either run away and just be in denial, or fight it and help. And so when she told me, it was like, okay, I started going to some of the consultations that she had, remaining in prayer, and again researching, foods, like cancer fighting foods that can help and that kind of thing. And she was at a very early stage in terms of the diagnosis as well, which I'm thankful for. So, you can kind of like not necessarily have to go through maybe chemo and that kind of treatment that she didn't have to do. So the way in which it really affected me was it actually it propelled my faith more. It made me cling to the hope that I have. And it made me realize, like, Lord, you by your stripes we're healed. It made me really cling on to that. It made me think about, the fact that sickness is not our portion. It's not of God. So it made me really be like, okay, this needs to go. This will go. We're going to fight it. So it was difficult, but we came through the other end. And that's just another testimony, isn't it? When you go through certain things, and when the Bible talks about overcoming by the blood of the Lamb and the words of your testimony, when you go through something and you come out the other end, it just makes you stronger.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing that, because I know there's definitely a lot of Christians that may know someone or themselves go through things like cancer, and that's when they start doubting, oh God, why is this happening? But then you just shared how really the joy of the Lord was your strength, and you were able to get back from that. So thank you so much, because it's not easy, and I can never understand, and unless you go through it, it's very hard.
Definitely. It's just keeping that faith, I think. And it's like, I think I said to somebody when I was going through it, I was like, we can read the word, we can read about faith, but actually when you have to apply it, that's the test. Because it's easy to kind of say, okay, yeah, I got faith, but actually when you're tested, when your faith is really put to the test, that is the practical application of it.
Yeah, definitely. So wow, so you have many hats to carry, to wear actually, project manager, independent business owner, and then from your faith, for your Instagram, like you are in one place and then the next week in another place. What's going on? So what's the other you?
People always say that. People are like, you travel so much. Do you know what? 2015, I started this thing called 12 months, 12, and then you can choose what it is. So basically 12-12 is every month of the year you do something different. And it could be anything. So I chose different locations. So I kind of said to myself, every single month of the year, I'm going to go somewhere different. But the only rule is that it has to be outside London. So it didn't necessarily need to be abroad every time. So that was a good challenge, because it really allowed me to come out of my comfort zone. And I'm quite big on purpose. I'm quite big on just living a purpose-filled life, single or not, whatever's going on in life. I think it's important to set yourself challenges. And I'm quite, as a project manager, I've always got like a little to-do list or kind of things that I want to achieve. And so that really stemmed from me just wanting to do something different. And I was like, okay, Lord, I want to try something new, something that can be like an annual goal. And so 12 months, 12 locations, that was where it was birthed from. So I'm not going to say all the months, but I pretty much went to like Ghana, LA and Vegas, some places in England like Oxford, I went to Paris. So that was quite a good challenge. And it's like, when you have to stick to something every single month, that's what kind of really kind of made it exciting, because it was like, okay, what am I going to do in March, or what am I going to do in November? And so that's pretty much where the whole traveling thing came from. And then this year, I'm doing 12 months, 12 acts of service. So it's a 12-part series. So every month you do something new. And I'm volunteering with different charities each month. So I'm on month 9 now.
Wow. So do you already know what you're going to do next month?
Yeah, and it's ironic that we were just talking about my mum, actually, because I'm going to support Macmillan charity next month. And then for November, December, I'm not quite sure. I've already supported like charities like Shelter, Thames Outreach, but I've also done different things. Like I was a judging host on a charity showcase for a children's project as well. And when I was in Ghana in April, I visited a children's home, an orphanage. Good. So 12 months, 12 acts of service is very different to the locations, but it's still the same concept, which is challenging yourself to do something every single month of the year.
Wow. The way you explain it is like giving to someone, but at the same time, like leaving little seeds of hope and then probably joy and happiness with the people that you come across. Oh, yeah. So beautiful.
I love it because I think at the moment where I'm at, I just really want to just live a life of purpose and whatever that is. And I think as Christians, we all got a destiny. As people, we all have a destiny, a purpose in life. And I think when you just kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself, is actually fantastic. So yeah.
Something unplanned, just be spontaneous and just Lord lead me.
Definitely, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what your next year 12 things will be. But I will watch out for your Instagram.
I don't really know yet, you know. So I've done locations, I've done acts of service. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure, but I'll definitely think of something.
I'll watch out. I might join you.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody to do a 12-12. You know, start in January, find something. It can be anything that you're passionate about. Start in January, and you'll literally be so excited. The time you get to December, you'll be like, wow, I've done 12 different things each month. So yeah, I definitely encourage you to do that.
Oh, thank you so much, Simone. Before we leave, what is your favorite Bible verse and why?
That's hard. Do you know what? I've got a few go-tos like Matthew 6:33. You know, seek first the kingdom of heaven and His righteousness, and everything else will be added. That's like one of my favorite ones. But then also Psalm 139 when it talks about the fact that He knows you before you was in your mother's womb as well. Powerful. And I think that's really deep for me because when you think about it, like He already ordained your future, He already knew you. So when you go through certain things, so when I went through the trials and the kind of complications with my mum and her having cancer, you know, He already knew that I was equipped for that. He knew me before I was even born. And that really gives me hope. And I think if anyone's out there thinking, you know, I don't have purpose or, you know, I'm not really sure about why I'm here and stuff, just remember that literally your Heavenly Father knows all about you. He formed you and He had a purpose for you and a plan. So that's what I really cling to when I'm going through certain things. I'm like, God has me. He knew me. He already shaped my destiny. He already gave me purpose. So that scripture, as well as Matthew 6:33, is pretty much what I love.
Oh. Thank you so much, Simone.
That's okay. Thanks for having me, Niky.
Well, thanks for accepting me. Because you travel over the world. It's like, guys, it's impossible to get her. Like, I don't even know how.
I still need to go. There's so many places I still need to go. Like, I haven't even done Asia yet, so I'm trying to do that. But traveling's great. You know, traveling is great when you can. And I think at the moment where I'm at, you know, I'm at a place where I can travel, so I just want to create some memories,
make the most,
and have good experiences. So yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, and watch out for our next 12 things for 2018 because I'm already excited. I want to know what you're going to do next year. But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Niky.
God bless you guys.